So there is this question I get often, which is how to run a large pig farm. How to run a large pig farm? The answer is very, very simple, my friends. The answer is very, very simple. If you want to run a large pig farm, then you must have, in fact, the easiest way to make sure that your large pig farm succeeds is you must structure. You must structure your farm to succeed. This guy is not looking good. He has messed himself up in debt. So the easiest way to make sure that your large pig farm succeeds, or the easiest way to run a large pig farm, because there are some persons who invest a lot of money into building a large pig farm, and before you know it, it collapses. Now, the biggest mistake I've seen these people make is when they build this large pig farm, they just employ people who are inexperienced and they start working in their farm without an overall manager. This is one of the mistakes I've noticed. Someone who came back from abroad or someone who is overseas, he wants to invest in his fatherland or in her fatherland, and he pumps some money into a big farm, and all of a sudden, after some years of some months, the farm collapses. Most of the times it's because the farm wasn't structured. And one of the easiest ways to structure your farm is to get a professional and experienced manager to manage your farm, who is also dedicated to the success of that pig farm. Because someone can be experienced, someone can know everything knowable about pig farming. But if that person doesn't have your own interest at heart, he's going to use that pig farm for his own profits and not for your own profits. And before you know it, the farm collapses. So that is why it's always important when you are hiring someone, you hire someone who can be trustworthy or who is trustworthy. So if you're hire someone who is very, very trustworthy and who you can leave your farm in his hands, knowing that it is in safe hands. This is like the most important thing you have to do when you want to open up a big farm. You don't just open up a farm and bring in workers and tell them to start working. No, you have to get someone who is an expert to manage your farm. Because someone who is an expert, because most of the people who want to invest in a big way in pig farming don't know anything about pig farming. They just hear that pig farming is profitable, they make their researches, and they now want to invest. So if they are investing now, there's no way they'll be coming to their farm every time to supervise what is happening at their farm. So they usually will be absentee farmers. Now, as an absentee farmer, you have to bring in someone who knows it very well and someone who you can trust. Because if you just import people and put them into your farm and tell them to start working, yes, they will work, but there won't be results in your farm. Because all they do is they wake up, nobody supervises them, because there is no supervisor amongst them, there is no manager amongst them. They are all workers, and they will behave like workers without a manager. And if you've ever gone to a business where there are workers and the manager is not there, you know that that business is in trouble, is in big problem. Any business that is always being unsupervised is in big problem, because when workers are left unsupervised, they revert to a very selfish state, whereby they'll be like, how much is this person even paying me? I'll just do small and go and rest. After all, nobody is supervising me. All of us, it is in our nature as human beings that when we are left unsupervised, except that thing is ours or our interest has been captured in that business. But if we are just mercenary earners and we are just left unsupervised, we basically become selfish and we'll be like, after all, how much is he even paying me? And nobody is also here to supervise me. So I just do my thing my own way. If the business succeeds, it's their business. If it fails, it's their business. So you have to employ a manager at your farm, because that is the easiest way to guarantee the success of your big farm. Not just a manager who is experienced or a manager who knows everything about pig farming, but a manager who is trustworthy. You know, if you are working with someone, let's say you employ the manager and you're working with him, once in a while you come to your farm, you see how things are going. As time progresses, you know, as you all know, time reveals a lot of things. As time progresses, you are watching him, discovering how his own life functions, discovering the type of person he is, discovering if he has character or if he's just someone who basically cares for his own pockets alone, without caring about where what is entering his pocket is coming from. There are some people like that. They basically care about what is in their pocket or what is entering their pockets, without caring about where that thing is coming from, where that money that is entering their pocket is coming from. Forgetting that if that place that money is coming from dries up, their pocket will also dry up. So these are things people don't understand. So this is one of the reasons why you have to, as you're working with someone who is a manager, you will be observing the person and knowing if he's someone you should continue with, or if you should change another person, or if you should, you know, bring up another person. And now you might be like, where will I find a farm manager? Where will I find someone who is experienced in pig farming? There are many people who are experienced in managing pig farms, as in they are experienced. Probably they've worked at a farm before, and for some reason they left the farm and they're not doing something else. Now, if you put up an advert on social media, not just your social media, like look for influencers who have large following on Facebook, especially on Facebook, and pay them to advertise your vacancy at your farm, that you are looking for someone who is experienced in managing a pig farm and managing pig farms. You yourself will be shocked at the amount of people who will apply or call your phone number for that job. So this is how you can find someone to manage your farm, someone who is experienced to manage your farm. This place is dark. Let me go to another section. As I'm talking now, I want to be showing you guys the pigs too, because some people say I show only my face without showing the pigs. So that is basically it. I came to the farm very late. It's almost 6 p.m. So they've cleaned the pens, but the pigs have messed it up again. So that's why the pig pens are dirty, because I came to the farm late. So as I was saying, that is like the easiest way you can find someone to manage your pig farm, by making an advert and people will apply. And of course, you can find someone who will, amongst the people who will apply, you can employ one person who can manage it. As time goes on, you are watching the person, you're observing the person to know if he's the person you should continue to work with or you should look for someone else. Even if you have not gotten anything on this video, just know that I've told you how to get a pig farm manager. That's one thing you should leave this video with, especially if you're someone who wants to invest hugely in pig farming. You can pay people who owns large social media, who have large social media following, all these Facebook influencers, and they will advertise your vacancy on their page or on their wall, and you get tons of people applying for that job post. So that's basically it. And if you have any questions, text me on my WhatsApp number, which is in my description. And see you guys